Hello, welcome to my house build. Today we're in Sulani and I'm going to be working on a single sim, one bedroom, one bathroom house with a large living, dining, and kitchen space, as well as an outdoor kitchen space. So the first thing I'm going to start with here is the outside. I wanted a mailbox that was a little bit more festive, so I switched it out for one from the Windenburg pack. Um, Now we're just working on the awnings. I'm gonna do new awnings, roof, change out the windows, and get a new color on the house. I wanted it to look a little more polished, a little newer, but still maintain that islandy feel. So we're just going in and changing out the kind of decrepit, like corrugated roof look for a thatched, what is that, like hay kind of roof. And I was liking that it's very warm toned, a lot of brown in this original house, so I'm gonna keep that. And I just ended up switching out the color here for more of a light washed out kind of bleached jute look on the house, and then a darker brown kind of like espresso-y color for the roof and the awnings. And then to finish up the exterior, I'm going through and changing out all the door frames and window panes to match the bleached fiber color that we have on the walls. Changing this cool indoor-outdoor fence post thing on the back to be brown, and it'll eventually match the deck because we're going to do brown outside, and switch out the stilts that are holding up the house to be a brown as well. Okay, so now that the outside is done for now, we're going to move into the interior. I started with the bathroom. I really love making themed bathrooms, and so I played a lot with different wall colors and tiles, and I ended up with a pretty simple light wall color to kind of go with the color scheme that we're working with outside, and this really beautiful white and brown tiled floor. Since this house only has one bathroom, I wanted to create a separate space for the shower so a sim could be showering while another sim is just in there to use the bathroom, and they won't, have that conflict where one will come in and then it'll make the sim automatically leave because there's somebody already in the bathroom. And I think it's cool that there's just this little shower cove and it's pointing towards the window, so you have natural light coming in while you're showering. I also tried to use as much stuff from the Sulani expansion pack as possible in this build, but there isn't really that much bathroom stuff, and I didn't love the sink that comes with this pack, and so I did bring in a few items from the Jungle Adventure pack, because I felt like it gives it the same islandy, vacation-y feel, and it's not too different from the style that I was going for with the house. So I wanted to create a little difference between the shower half of the bathroom and the rest of the bathroom, and so I added in some different tiling on the walls there. I was really trying to make it not look like a locker room bathroom, and I think I achieved that. I then started adding some accessories once the essentials of the bathroom were laid down. And in order to make that hallway walkable, I tried to size it down, but that would have made the shower inaccessible. I wanted there to be a little more space so I could put in some shower accessories. And so I just held down the Option key. I use a MacBook, and if you hit the Option key or the Shift key, hold it down, you can move objects without snapping them to the grid, and that makes it really easy to place things in a space where there isn't a lot of room, so that Sims can still interact with the room without being blocked by the object. Now we're moving on to the main area. I settled on a dark brown wood for the interior of the house as well, to kind of match with the windows as well as the roof outside, so we can bring in the light and dark color pattern, color scheme inside as well as outside. And I kind of just like, if I see something in the menu that I like and it's not related to the room that I'm working on, I'll just go and start working on it. So I kind of jumped around a lot in this build. I'm starting with the bedroom here. I just wanted it to be a simple bedroom. One sim lives here, and it's kind of a starter house. It's definitely a little more pricey than a starter house, so if you have a sim that has a family, and if you use story mode and they start with high household funds, then this might be a good house to start out with. But this is definitely a house that a sim would have lived in and maybe like built up and collected a bunch of little trinkets from the beach and brought them in. And so I tried to put some personal touches in the rooms, especially in the bedroom. And one thing I love to do with bedrooms is put hanging long pendant lights over the sides of the bed or over the bedside tables. These pendant lights that come with the Island Living Pack are the perfect length to place them above tables and still be able to fit things on top. I did have move objects on for this, so I'm not sure if all of these items can be placed without those cheats, but it just looks really cool and it adds some dimensionality to the room to have those lights down there. And though I relied a lot on natural light for this build, it definitely helps to have a little bit of glow away from the windows, because when it is darker, only the areas that are by the windows will be illuminated, and I didn't want to just have like ceiling flush mounts everywhere so that the house had lighting. And so since the house is pretty small and I didn't want to sacrifice a bunch of indoor space to make a kitchen, I actually decided to do an outdoor cooking area, and I have the patio furniture stuff pack, and I found this really pretty grill and counter set. So the color was just perfect. It was warm toned, it was brown, it was beachy, and I loved it. I put that outside on the deck. So you can walk outside, make your breakfast, make some food, come inside, entertain company, you know. Really, it's a super indoor-outdoor space, and it's great because in Sulani the weather won't really keep you from spending more time outside and being able to cook and eat out there. And I was thinking about having an outdoor dining space, but I decided against it just so the patio could be more of a space for entertaining guests and going down into the water. So on the other side, I added a couple of lounge chairs, and then this stump table from the what's it called? It's like Outdoor Retreat, the camping pack. I thought that was really cute, actually. I don't really like a lot of the outdoor furniture in The Sims 4 right now. And I don't have all the packs, but I really like the more natural looking stuff versus those glass topped tables that they have in the base game. And then indoors, I have the little kitchenette, so we still need a sink and we still need a fridge. And I used the Sims Parenthood kitchen for that. And then the laundry day sink, so it looks a little more, you know, beachy. Like, this definitely looks like a house that could be a main residence, but could also super easily be a beach house. When I clicked on this house and decided to build with it, I actually thought it was 2 stories because the roof is so tall. So I thought it would be like a cute upstairs, downstairs, like first floor, having the kitchen and maybe upstairs putting a formal dining room, because I love doing that, like having multiple kitchens in a home, or putting a kitchen downstairs and then having the main, either the kitchen and the dining room in the same space, or having the main living space upstairs with a dining room nearby, and then having the kitchen in another part of the house. It kind of gives any house a really elevated feel, and it makes you feel like you have like a personal chef because, why would the kitchen be so far from the dining room otherwise? And it's just something I like to do to kind of separate the space. Uh, Another thing with the living area, since I didn't want it to feel like you're opening up the door straight into the living room, I added in that divider, and I thought it was really cute, and there's less lighting in the main space, and so the candles really help illuminate, as well as the lit up oil lantern, or the lit up kava bowl, from the island pack. And then for the dining space, I just decided on a simple table with the little vase on it. I eventually switched the vase out for a fruit bowl. I thought the fruit bowl looked a lot better and made it look more dining table-y. It's not a formal dining space, really. It's definitely a more laid-back feel, and so the fruit bowl was the better choice for me, in my opinion. Then I really wanted to add more decor, so I ended up actually putting in a skeleton from the Jungle Adventure pack in the corner. I thought made it look a little more worldly because there's a lot of, things around the house that are artifacts. Like in the bathroom we have the tiki, and in the room we have the tentacle sculpture, and so I wanted to just add something else that made it look like, the Sim who lives here is well traveled. And then in the foyer, it looked a little plain, and so I put in some flowers. I wanted the house to look very beachy, very outdoorsy, so I thought the flowers were a nice addition. And it took me a while, though, to find ones that I liked, and I ended up going with, a big kind of vase of them. I think they're in a tire, actually, from the pets pack, the cats and dogs pack. I thought those were super cute. They also look kind of exotic, so they match the flowers that I ended up going outside. I did the landscaping last, but I did try to match the flowers to what we're seeing indoor. To finish up the build, I just went through the whole house, did a once over, and worked on some of the decorations. I ended up actually switching out the screen that I had started with, even though I really loved it. I wanted something that was more islandy and more of a divider versus kind of a decoration, and I really liked this screen because it matched the floor and it had the canopy over it, so you could imagine closing it and having a closed off space when you want a little bit more privacy between your front door, which has slats on it and you could see through, to your living room. Then for the outdoor space, I added some decorations on top of that stump table. I found this little sunscreen bottle, which I thought was so cute, and I put it out there so, your Sims can get up to some serious tanning, and an outdoor candle for when you want to hang out there at night, as well as a large canopy to protect from the sun. And then in the bedroom, I wanted to add a dresser, just to give the other half of the room a little bit more going on. I didn't want to put a bookshelf in there, so, I decided on the dresser, added a little bag of money because the Sim that I was working with when I got into this lot was a criminal or on the villain path, and so I brought that in from the inventory, and then some more decorative pieces from various packs, including this really pretty, destroyed, worn vase that I thought was super cute. And I settled on some flowers and a box of tissues to make the room look a little more lived in. And the final touch was the landscaping. It took me a while, actually, to figure out what I wanted to do with the landscaping because it felt a little weird to me to put a bunch of flowers and stuff in sand. And so I went for big, leafy, tropical plants that, you might see poking out of the sand, like big bushes and trees and some really vibrant tropical flowers. All of the flowers that I used were either from the Jungle Adventure pack or the Island pack or just base game. And here's the finished product. That's the exterior front of the house, the exterior back of the house. And thank you for watching. I really loved making this build. I can't wait to play with it. And I'll have it uploaded to the gallery with more information on how you can find it in the description below. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe and leave me a comment if you have any suggestions for what I should build next.